In today's video, I would love to show you some of the really cute things I've been making this holiday season. Hello, I'm Patty and welcome to my handmade lifestyle. I go by Pattymac Makes everywhere online. On this channel, we love to celebrate living that analog life in this crazy digital world, and if you do as well, then I invite you to subscribe to the channel, like the video, and hang out with us. It's really fun here and you will learn so many cool things. In this video, I'm sharing with you some of the things that I have made in the past couple of weeks, honestly, just to enjoy making and crafting. I do a lot of tutorial type videos on the channel, and sometimes the tutorials can be a little bit fiddly to film, and you can sort of lose your joy for making the object when you have to film it. These items I've just made for the fun of it. This first item is truly a vintage item. I have been doing some cleaning up and straightening out. It's the story of my life. But I found like a little cache of old patterns, and this little item I found, this is a gem. I remember these, and if you, I would say if you're of a certain age, you would remember them, but what I find is that when I share it with younger people, they're like, oh, my grandma had one of those. So this little item kind of is multi-generational. Here it is, and isn't that absolutely adorable? This is a little stuffed Christmas tree. Now I sewed this from a pattern. The star was missing from the pattern itself, so I just kind of drew one using my computer, and then I just did running stitch and a little bit of stuffing and made this with felt. But this I cut from a pattern, and I'll show you the pattern here in just a second. I love this. The design of the fabric I bought, that was new. I got it on sale from Joann's, and it was called Vintage Christmas. So of course I loved it instantly, and I think it's perfect in this project. Then I had all these little mini Christmas ornaments, Christmas balls, so I just like sewed them onto the end, and I just think it's really fun. Yeah, let me show you the pattern. This is a simplicity pattern. It's called Simplicity 9649. As you can see, it's got several different items in it. It's got aprons, it has placemats and napkins, a table runner, and then that cute little Christmas tree. And there was a time where everybody's household had that little tree, and they were at all of the little craft fairs. I mean, you couldn't go anywhere without seeing this little tree, and it's really cute. And I have shared the photos of it with some people, and they've gone absolutely wild for it. The unfortunate thing is that it's out of print. I did Google search it, you can find it. Now there is other 9649 patterns that are garments, so you have to look carefully and make sure that it's this exact pattern if you want that little tree. A tip on this tree is you want to be mindful of your fabric, and if you have a directional print fabric, make sure that you laid the tree out correctly. The first one I cut, my deer were upside down, so I lost a whole cut of fabric and I had to redo it, which really stinks because this tree is so wide that you can't do like two necks together on a cut of fabric, so you lose a lot of fabric. If you go with a non-directional print, you could tile them one up, one down, no problem. But I seem to have a thing for directional prints. I always have directional prints that I'm sewing from, and it makes a difference. So if you do the tree, watch which way your prints are going. It does matter. One of the channels that I really like here on YouTube is called Jordan Fabrics, and she is a fabric shop somewhere in the Midwest. Mostly what she does is quilts. tons of quilts, and she has great tutorials for quilts, but she also has tutorials for smaller projects, which I really appreciate, because the idea of making a quilt is completely overwhelming to me, except for a small one. I did make a small, like a lap blanket quilt that is really cute, and I think in the new year I'm going to do that as a project for you. But for today, let's talk about a recent tutorial that she shared on making these little Christmas tree napkins. And here it is. Isn't it cute? So for hers, she did a little, like a stump. So like, you know, you cut the tree and it has the stump at the bottom. I just left that off. I saw a bunch of other ones of these without the stump, and so I just opted to leave that out, and I still think it's really cute. Basically what you're doing is you're taking two fabrics and you put them together and you just sew a half circle, and then it's the way that you fold it and press it out that gives you that tree look. So it's like an accordion fold, and the iron is a critical part of this project, because if you don't have a really good steam iron, you're not going to get those nice crisp folds that you're going to need. And you also want your project to press out really, really well. That's really important. I sewed all of this on my Singer, which you can see right over here behind me. This is the machine that I bought from Lidl back in the summer, and I'll link over to where I pulled that out of the box. And before I bought it, I went on to a sewing group on Facebook, and I asked people what they thought about this thing. It was ridiculous. Older women in the group all were very, very down on this machine. In fact, they were down on Singer in general, which really surprised me, because Singer is a very well-known brand, and I think it's a good machine. But they were just like, no, don't buy anything new. That is what you hear over and over and over from older sewists. They hate anything after like 1985. It's all junk. Okay, that's just getting a little crazy. This little machine that I purchased is like, I'll call it a gateway quilting machine. It's designed for quilting. I don't think that it would handle the rigors of a lot of quilting projects, because it's pretty lightweight. That being said, I've been using it constantly since I bought it, and I love it. It sews really well. It has tons of decorative stitches that I really enjoy, and on this little napkin I was able to use those decorative stitches, and that's kind of why I wanted it, because it had the decorative stitches. And all of these, I'm just gonna say it, crotchety old women in this sewing group were all like, you don't need those stitches. You'll never use them. That's a waste of money. I use them all the time, okay? I love them. They are so cute. They dress your little projects up. And for this one, I did these little, they're like little daisies. Well, I think they look like little Christmas decorations. And I also do another no-no where I don't match my thread right to my fabric. So guess what? It shows up better. And I think it looks just like a little tree garland. And I love the way this came out. So if I had the older machine, that's fine, but all it's going to do is a straight stitch. It's not going to let me program in all of these other fun stitches. You know, and I only paid $100 for this machine. It was $99 at Lidl. And if it lasts me for 3 years, I'm fine with that, because I use it a lot. And if I get 3 years of service out of a $100 machine, I think that's pretty good. And then I get the benefit of all the decorative stitches. So I have really enjoyed the machine. Something I will tell you about this project if you make it, and I will link over to that tutorial video so you can see it. Because again, I'm just so crazy for the directional prints. You want to make sure that you lay that up correctly, because I actually cut my directional print upside down. Of course, it doesn't matter with a solid, but it's technically upside down. And I'm just gonna go with it. I'm fine about that. I'm not gonna change anything. I'm gonna use them as they are, and I'm probably gonna make more of these because they came together really fast, and I think they're an adorable Christmas gift for people. The fabric is all Joann fabrics, and this little camping scene that I got, oh my goodness, it is so cute. And it's like a non-traditional Christmas, which I thought was fun. It's not overly girly, you know, it's not pink. So I also thought that was fun. So I saw that fabric and I fell in love with it, and I knew I had to make something with it, and this is what it wound up going into. So I highly recommend this as a project. This was a great project. Eventually I will do my own tutorial for it, but probably not this month. I'm thinking about doing like a whole Christmas in July type of thing. If I do Christmas in July, which I just feel like that would be fun, I'll do these and I'll do the tree at that time. I made this really pretty envelope pillow. This was another fabric that I saw. I just had to have it. And I wound up making an envelope pillow. So I can just reach in and change out that little pillow. And I love it. I knew I wanted pom-pom trims, and I found these, and the colors, it all just goes together so perfectly. It's like the pom-pom trim was made for that fabric. This is so vintage looking. It's they're all like little postage stamps, and I absolutely adore this. I want to go back and buy like another, like, I don't know, 100 yards of it. I'm not going to do that, but I really want it. My friend Maddie said it would make really cute kitchen curtains, and she's so right, because it is so vintage looking. So we'll see. It's cute. And I was like super excited about figuring out how to make this envelope pillow. So that's probably going to also be a little tutorial for you. Yeah, any of these projects that you would like to see as tutorials, just leave that below and let me know. I'm kind of at this point thinking ahead to next year and trying to plan somewhat what projects I'm going to do for you. And let me know what you think. I'd love to hear from you on this. This next little pillow I'm going to share with you, this is like a learn to sew project. And I have recently started teaching some classes with Joann's, and this is a little learn to sew pillow that I made from some leftover flannel. You might remember this from a previous podcast episode where I talked about it. It's called the Baby Animal Forest Friends. And I was going to make my own pillowcases from it, and I didn't buy quite enough, so I made a different project, which is going to be a tutorial coming up. So I can't show you that project right now, but when I was getting ready for my Learn to Sew class, I made this one, and then I added some little yarn tassels to the end. And like right now on my channel, the tassel video is going crazy. This last little project that I want to share with you, this is really a vintage project. I made this like, I'm not even sure how long it's been. I think I was a teenager, and so this is probably close to 40 years old. I mean, it's old. I cut this little guy out on a jigsaw and stained him myself, and then I hand painted it the little face, and then I glued on his tail, and then I tied a little ribbon around his neck. But see, this little deer has an articulating head. Isn't that cute? This was my own design that I came up with all by myself as a kid. So obviously the crafting tendencies have been there for a long time. That's so cute. So this I might do as a tutorial. My friend Megan, I think, has a jigsaw at her place. So maybe we'll make some of these over the summer. I thought I would show that to you because it is unique in all of the world, and I think it's really cute. And it looks absolutely perfect with my little tree. That is today's video. I just wanted to come on for a moment and just talk to you directly, show you the things I've been working on. Just let me take this moment to say thank you for being here. Thank you for being a subscriber. It really means so much to me, and I am grateful for you every single day. Okay, so I'll see you in the next video. Thank you so much for watching, and bye-bye.